Hey
I
guys,
found the
welcome
caveat.
back. Wreckage decided to fuck off, so we need him to get back. We're moving into a chase scene here. So what's going to happen is the Delta Flyer and the Enyo Hope will both need to make piloting space rolls versus their pursuers. Once either side has reached a requisite number of checks, they will win. In the case of the enemy starfighters, winning means re-engaging them in combat. In the case of the Enyo Hope and the Delta Flyer, it means breaking contact and escape, evade, survive.
And we can help with the check, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll help. I'll be like, head to that first star and straight on toward till morning.
So what's
Go!
happening is, again, we're in Star Fox 64, and this is where General Pepe's like, set wing to what is it like? Set the A wing, the R wing, to all-terrain mode. Switch starfighters to all-terrain mode, and you see upcoming over the edge of the ocean. You're coming up on some Gungan ruins that poke up out of the ground. It's a series of like half-sunken buildings that are all open and monolithic stone structures. It's a great place.
Never mind that star. Go towards those epic buildings.
So yeah,
destroy them all.
The Enyo Hope and the Delta Flyer are flying low enough now that there's like huge jet wash of like water going up behind them, and the enemy starfighters are doing the thing from episode 7 where they're flying low enough and they're behind
Arthur,
them.
can we have the caveat that we add black dye to piloting courses to escape these things? Because I want to do a pilot course maneuver to reduce the penalty suffered by black dye per success.
2 black dye, so flying through here is 2 black dye. So, yeah, let's talk about actions you can take. You can have somebody navigate from Maloxy and plot a course. You can try to mess with the starfighters. You could harass them over comms. You can just give a blue dye in general.
Okay,
just by
so
being like, Maloxy, you're the best.
What?
You are the best, Maloxy.
It's true.
Yeah. I'll just go over comms and I'll be like, "This is Toby Zero. Break off the attack."
Okay. Yeah. Make a computers roll versus 3, or you know what?
That's a deception roll.
Yeah, deception roll versus 3.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work, but at least you tried.
Is what? 2 purple deception? Oh, it's not too bad. I put some points in.
Oh, there's an advantage at least.
I'll give you. You know what? I'll give one of them a black die.
All right.
I get to roll 1 black.
Yeah.
So can I make a astrogation
Can I
check for plot course?
Yeah, it's astrogation for sure.
No, I get to roll a blue, right? Just 1 blue, nothing else. And
Wait, what are you rolling?
I need 2.
What are you rolling?
Oh, I thought you were saying to give them a black die.
They're going to get a black die from your advantage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll 2 purple astrogation for plot course.
Wait, break off the attack?
Wait,
Did he just say?
I think astrogation is for.
No, for plot course, for skill and difficulties. Astrogation is 2 purple. The rest, piloting, perception are 3. But astrogation is 2.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, looks like it. So you send over a really great course through several buildings. Why don't you tell us what's happening there?
So basically, again, my gut. You know, Gator's just sort of just like.
You're like, that building. I mean, we could fly through it, but then it's gonna collapse.
So no. He sort of looks at a map and he's just like, and then he just sort of like. Like he quietly and like shyly sort of like pushes over like a piece of paper over to the pilot on Maloxy with just like a line, or maybe it's like on a I don't know, like a holo display or something like that. He's typed it up on a computer, and then he just sort of like just skulks out of the cockpit and just shuts the door or something like that. What the hell is that? Oh.
So.
Oh, that could work.
Yeah, with your triumph. If Maloxy succeeds on piloting this course, you will have 2 successes instead of just 1.
Oh, awesome.
Per success or?
No, just total.
Okay.
So 3 successful checks versus 3...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
It's like a death save in
so
5e. Yeah.
This is a tug of war between the two of you. The first person to force the other into 3 failures or for them to get 3 successes will win. So if you're 2 successes ahead and they succeed, you're going to still stay 1 ahead of them for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
Arthur,
do we roll against each other, or is there like a difficulty that we roll against?
You will roll against the difficulty of the ship speed that you're flying at.
Oh, okay. Cool. Got it.
So what's up?
I would like to open comms.
Yes.
I would like to open comms to the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone in particular you're calling, or are you just calling the Rebel Alliance?
The guy that is our handler.
Mr.
Major
Alliance.
Johns? Okay. Yeah.
To get in touch with High Command, please press 5.
So Major Johns
Don't have time.
is he's still Kamasi looking, right? Because he's a Kamasi,
Yeah.
and he's just like, oh, Caleb, it's you.
This is
Well,
Ray
I got excited and thought that Coral was still alive.
So good to see you, Dr. Navarre. I'm in the middle of a staff briefing. Could you give me 5 minutes?
If those 5 minutes are the 5 minutes in which you want to lose the Enya Hope.
Very well. What can I do for you?
There is a Corvette cruiser at our coordinates, that is currently in pursuit with a small fleet of the Enya Hope. I would like you to find it on your planetary defense sensors and track it to its port. We are attempting to lose it. It represents a significant threat to the Rebel Alliance on Naboo.
Understood. I'll make sure to call one of our Mon Calamari star cruisers at a position, and it'll take up orbital geosynchronous. Begin fire.
Thank you, Major.
Yes, thank you
that'll
so
do.
much, Professor.
When the comm clicks off, it's going to be like, why does that guy not like me? And then just keep flying the Delta Flyer through the ruins, etc.
Yeah. On the other side, he turns off the comms and he's like, pulls up his hand of cards and he's like, hit me. Okay.
Yeah, he just draws the cards. Boom. Nailed it. Amazing. Always keep a deck of cards nearby. All right, so you're going to need to make a check to escape. What speed are you moving at with the Delta Flyer?
5,
Okay, and your silhouette size?
3.
Okay, so you take half your silhouette, which is going to be 1.5 rounded up to 2. So you're looking at 3 purple and 2 red.
To do what? Just fly
Just to
away?
fly. You also have 2 black die.
But why? Oh, just to,
Okay. Definitely upgrade your roll.
Yeah, and you're getting a blue die from Wrath. As he's navigating.
well, I feel like there's some sort of miscommunication here. I'm going super fast. Why does that make me more difficult to just get away?
Because you're flying through a bunch of buildings.
Well, can the Delta Flyer just not fly through the buildings and just go for speed?
If you do that, the TIE fighters are just they're faster than you.
Oh, well,
So
in
that's
that
the thing,
case...
is you guys are trying to lose them in
So they're
Yeah.
faster. They'll have a harder check than us, is the
Yes.
point.
Ah, well, can I go
Yeah.
slower then?
Well, the
can go slower. How
astrogation
much
map
do you want to slow down
that
by?
I made, if you had it, it would remove those black die, right?
But he's not on
Right.
the same ship as you.
That's what I'm saying, but he doesn't have it,
So,
right?
no, you
So-
piloted, you plotted a course for the Enya Hope, is
Yes.
the point.
I did, yes.
So, can I go slower?
Yes. How much slower do you want to go?
I will match the Enya Hope's speed, whatever that is.
Sure, he
Drop it
can
from 1
only
down to 4.
change it by 1.
Yeah,
So you're
Can I
looking
only
at
go
2
down 1?
purple, 2 red.
yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, so now what's my check? 2 red and what, you said?
2 red, 2 purple.
Jesus.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Do I still have that blue? Is that still floating around?
Blue from
yes, you have the
Wrath.
blue from your good friend.
Data.
Right, well,
Raddosaurus.
that's the best that I can do then. I don't want to waste another force die just yet. Ah!
Oh boy.
My
Okay, your
yellows
ship
never
is going
do
to
anything.
take 5 points of damage as you slam into a wall.
Okay. Ow.
What's your armor?
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I still have 2
And you take
damage left.
You have tier 2 system strain as well. And Wrath is like, I'm sorry, Caleb. At these speeds, you're going to kill us both. Is there any chance you could slow down the ship?
Johnny boy ejects out. Parachute comes in.
Perhaps you should dock with the Annual Hope as soon as possible. It seems like Malaxi is far more competent than you are. I calculate that the odds of us surviving under Malaxi care are astronomically greater than yours.
Maybe.
What are your calculation of the odds that we can dock in the middle of a chase in the middle of these ruins with me piloting this ship?
So, it starts out at 1-to-1, and then the number starts getting larger and larger and larger.
So would you like to reevaluate that suggestion, Rave?
No,
Wrath.
it still seems to be the best course of action compared to surviving with you piloting.
Dang. Fucking robot shade is the worst shade.
Yeah, so Enyo Hope, as you begin to attempt your maneuver to go through this like crazy awesome piloting that Gator has sent you on, you duck behind a column and you don't see the Delta Flyer on the other side. Like you've lost contact with them.
Shit. Open comms to Caleb. See
I mean, I would notice it like drop off my scanners or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll radio. All comms to
Salt with a hint of rust. Can that be the name of the episode, Arthur, please?
Salt with a hint of rust. Got it.
it's like, Caleb, please reply.
Yes,
Are
Toby.
you behind us still?
No. I had an engagement with a ancient ruin. It's been like 400 years since I piloted one of these things.
Also in a different body.
If
as long as you're alive.
if we had a battle, Arthur, in this area, and we all slowed down,
You're
that would
also
like.
going to have to make constant piloting checks every time you move.
But also, we'd be way slower than the TIE fighters. They're just going to end up crashing, right?
I mean, you think that they're going to crash. If they don't, they might.
Is there some sort of like equivalent Han Solo? I'm gonna hide behind this asteroid check.
Yeah, if you guys get far enough away from them, you can hide behind an asteroid check.
You can hide behind an asteroid check. Oh yeah, I have 3 green, 1 yellow in that. So like, cool, we're good.
So, yeah, maybe there's like
Just be stealth.
a large building that's like intact that I can spy, and I'm like, look, we're heading towards this Colosseum, this domed Colosseum. Try to get there. We're going to hide. If you still have them behind you, we can jump out and try to battle it out if we need to.
Well, don't worry. I can handle myself. If the worst should come to worst, then all we've lost is a brand new ship.
Wrath sends you a message that they're literally going to die. Wrath like sent you the diagnostic. He's like, we're at 10% armor. We're currently like flaming out 2 engines. We're about to go critical.
Yeah, like we have 1 system strain and 2 hull, so
Oh shit.
to go. So like.
Oh, do you tell me that?
No, Wrath does.
Yeah, Wrath sends those statistics.
Oh,
Caleb
he
is
sends
like,
those to
no,
me.
everything's
Okay.
fine. We'll
I'm
get
like,
there.
oh
Wrath is
dear.
like, we're gonna die.
You may need to eject. Does that come equipped with some sort of
It does.
get out of the ship before it explodes? We could do like a cool swooping pickup maneuver, or it looks very bad from here.
I'm dropping to minimum speed, and we'll deal with things if the TIE fighters catch up to me. But I'm taking it easy from here on out. Should be
Air
fine.
brake, please.
Definitely make a hide behind media check. Over and out.
All right.
God damn it, I hope it doesn't die.
He's gonna need to make a piloting check.
Yes.
Let's talk
So
about
what's
how
my
fast you're going.
well we can only go 3, so I assume we're going 3.
And what's your ship
You
silhouette?
could drop it to 2 if you want.
3. Nothing.
Okay.
No, our
so-
silhouette is 4. Sorry.
All right.
And your
Right.
head is 4.
Dropping this to 2 would reduce the difficulty.
Yes. Your difficulty at max speed is 2 red, 1 purple. If you drop to
Shit.
2 speed, it'll just be 2 red. You also have 2 black die. So what's the play here? Can you go in max speed or are you slowing down?
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, we'll have to drop the 2, I guess.
All right, you got 2 red, 2 black, and I believe Dave removed.
No, the blacks are removed because of all my. No, 1 black is removed
1 black.
Okay.
because of my astrogation check.
You
Okay.
have a
Did I get
boost
a?
die from
did-
Dave?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, you
And
get 2
then-
boost die because both of those fucking advantages, bruh.
Okay,
Or is it
cool,
2
yeah.
advantages for 1 boost die? I can't remember.
2 advantages for 1 boost die.
Can I
that as well.
use the
Okay, just one then.
the cannons to try to like
Oh,
Actually, never
wait, Arthur. Sorry, not to interrupt. I'm supposed to be getting like handling bonuses on this ship.
That's true. You're right. You do get a number of blue die based on your handling. How many handling die do you have?
Oh, yeah.
2. It's a really great handler.
Well, go ahead and roll 2 more blue die.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
roll.
That's not going to change the damage you take. You can't cancel at despair, but you might be able to not take strain.
Okay.
Or
well,
remove those failures completely.
Yeah.
And the Enyo Hope has the same deal. Your handling is going to change your.
We have
Yeah,
negative.
of course.
You
Those
had
blue
no
die.
Are you
idea.
kidding me?
Nothing.
Serious?
Wow.
Wow.
blue die and your other one too. Blue die are the worst. You hear me,
Wow.
blue die? Get better.
Blue die are garbage,
yeah, so-
and I hate them.
Enyo Hope, you said has -1 handling.
Mhm.
So throw a second black die onto your roll there, Maloxy.
I
No pressure. You're just flying a shuttle at max, or you're flying a light frigate at maximum
max.
speed.
Yeah,
through the
exactly.
ruins.
I'll spend a force point to upgrade,
Okay.
and then.
Ooh, mister.
All right, so 2 red, 2 black, 1 blue, 1 upgrade. Anything else I'm forgetting?
One black, not 2.
It's two
Correct.
black.
Okay.
There's another one for the handling of the ship.
Yeah, because it's like a big ass frigate that's hard to fly. And then is this piloting planetary or piloting space?
It's technically piloting space.
Okay, better. Good. That's better.
Thank God.
Okay, let's do this. Yes.
Okay. You get a double success because of the triumph from. You're going to take 1 strain to the ship. Why don't you tell us how you make this look so fucking good with 3 successes?
Yeah, sure. So like, I put the course that Gator plotted into like the ship's computers, and so like on the screen it makes like the red line kind of going through the ruins. Yeah, and then so I pull the speed back a little bit, and like just as I do that, like we like zip under like a big like tree, like a giant tree branch or something that's collapsed over on one of these buildings, and so we zip through it and we're like freaking huge, so we just barely make it through this hole, and we come out the other side and like zip around another building, as we like that to show like we got 2 successes, so we're getting like a little bit further ahead of them. So like she just like takes it through like these holes that are just barely big enough for the ship to fit through. And she's like, yeah, it's like this giant freighter that's just yeah, and she's like, yeah, so we get around a bunch of these ruins.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's their turn now. Their checks are probably not going to be very good.
Throw that shade up there, bruh.
All
Throw it
right,
up.
So the Y-Wing has a silhouette of 3 and a speed of 4. So it's 4 purple. That turns into 2 purple, 2 red, and 1 black die, plus the 2 black die. So I'm definitely going to upgrade this by using a force die.
Ooh.
So 2 red, 2 purple, 3 black.
Hashtag not worried.
versus 2 yellow, 1 green, 1 blue. And this is the one going after the Delta
Oh
Flyer.
wow.
I'm gonna say with the failure
Oh,
that
wow.
6 failures. Holy
loses the Delta Flyer and
Well, I
moves
mean,
space back.
He kind of looks cool when he does it, right, Arthur? There's advantage. I mean, like,
advantage. So there's like collapsing buildings around him, and he managed to dodge all of them. But then he's just like, wait, where are they? Like,
so,
shit.
Yeah, no, he spots
God.
so what happens is he spots the Enyo Hope, right? And he's blue dying TIE fighters by being like, warning, they're over there, get them. And then the TIE fighters come zooming in, and this is going to be a hell of a lot worse. TIE fighters are fucking terrible. Okay, so they have silhouette of 3, speed of 5. So they're looking at 2 red, 3 purple with 3 boost die. So
That's boost die though.
3 purple, and I'm gonna have to spend another force die here, which is really evening things out for you guys. And they have 3 blue die. Oh shit!
Oh,
That's enough strain. That's like half a TIE fighter strain.
Wow. So one of the TIE fighters just like is zooming along at like top speed, and it keeps like bouncing into things like. And the pilot
I'm a janitor, not an ace
pilot
pilot.
is trying to eject, and then realizes TIE fighters don't have an eject, so it just like unscrews the top of the TIE fighter and like jumps out. The TIE fighter system shut down, and it just like hits the water at high speeds. Both of the wings break off and go skipping off in different directions as the ball rolls across the water a few times and then just starts sinking. And the droid like hits the water at TIE fighter speed and just shatters. The other one attempts to stay within range of the Enya Hope and is going nowhere fast.
Man,
All right.
Wow.
that fucking
Awesome.
that holy shit! Like I've never seen so many different colored die just fuck up so hard.
I know that was a really cool roll actually. So many die.
Yeah. So, fam, let's talk about players. What do you want to do here?
So is it that the guy who was pursuing me is completely broken off and I'm fine
No, he's
now?
1 step behind you. So
He's
you need
1
3
step, so I still have
successes
to lead
to
him.
get away, or he needs 3 failures for you to get away.
All right,
He
well
needs
then
one of his 3 failures.
I'm dropping to 1 speed to focus entirely on maneuvering through these ruins without destroying myself. So what is my new role?
Am I
what's your-
able
your
to
silhouette is
actually
3?
like computerize like, and you can leave it up to a roll, but I'd love to send the course that I made to the Delta Flyer.
You'll have to make a new course right now to send it to him. You'll have to like
For
Okay.
me,
on
you
his
need to make a
map.
new
Yeah.
course for me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So what was the roll that I made before? It was astrogation, right?
That's astrogation.
Against 2 purple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave. Yeah,
still pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
So
You're gonna get a bonus
blue
die?
boost die, and you lose one of the 2 black die you would have.
Okay.
So it's black. It's you remove every black die per success.
Okay.
That's
so
what
you
plot
have no
does.
black die, the 1
Okay.
boost die, and you're going against 1 red and I'm sorry, your silhouette is 3, right?
1 silhouette, speed 1, 3 or silhouette 3, speed 1.
So you're looking at 1 red die, 1 purple die. And
All right.
So basically, you get a communication from Gator, and
And-
he's just
I'm upgrading with a force die because I don't want to kill myself piloting a ship.
All right. So Gator, what are you doing?
so I send him this communication, and I'm just like, Pink.
Yes, Gator.
I got helped the other one, so I now help you. Please
Yes,
accept.
excellent. I would love to follow your gut instead of mine right now. All right, let's see how Gator's gut does. Jesus, fuck!
You got the successes. You got, the successes.
No. Oh no. No.
And all those advantages.
What the?
You should be able to clear strain from your ship. You should be able to do the maneuver. Like, you got the success, so you're 1 step ahead again, right? But
I don't know. It's up to Arthur what he says.
Oh my
So
gosh.
the bad news is you're gonna hit 0 health, which I think means you're gonna start exploding.
Can he use the advantage to like postpone it?
It's gonna explode. It's gonna.
Can he use it? Can he use the advantage to postpone it though?
Probably not. I mean, it's gonna take a while, right? Like, you don't just instantly explode. So hull trauma equals 0 means.
But hang on, he passed his success here, so he shouldn't have any.
He has a despair. He's going.
Yeah,
to
but the
explode.
despair didn't add. It didn't like fail his roll, Arthur.
I mean, he's gonna get 1 step closer to escaping, and his ship is going to explode.
Like Arthur's
is that literally-
deciding that the despair does 2 damage is what Arthur is deciding. Like when you get a despair, Arthur gets to do things with despairs. I'm not sure if that's exactly on the reference sheet necessarily, but that doesn't really matter.
It is on the reference.
Deal 2 damage for a despair.
Is that what it says?
I don't know. What does it say?
I've been having despairs on piloting checks for all of the episodes always mean you crash into something.
Yep.
And take various amounts of damage.
Okay,
Whole
I'll give
trauma
you that.
represents the amount of physical damage. Okay, so the ship is destroyed. Can you roll another crit for the ship?
Sure.
So just so everyone is
Natural
aware,
one.
in the
You have to
rules,
wait one turn.
the despair gives you if piloting forces a ship to slow down to 1 speed, or active character loses the benefit of prior maneuver. That's what the despair gives you for a single despair.
That's for Starship Combat, which we're not in.
Okay.
We're in a piloting.
My other critical is all
Pilot?
firing from ship or vehicle suffers 2 setback dice until end of pilot's next turn.
So here's
So a
the
very
Oh, you're in a tailspin.
Your ship is not
Insignificant.
going anywhere. It's not completely destroyed, so it's not going to explode instantly, because that's a ship.
So
That's like a
yeah.
151 ship critical, right? Is it starts exploding. But your ship is essentially disabled and going to have to touch down.
So here's what I would like to use all of my advantage for then.
Okay.
I would like
Whoa. Current criticals 1 times 10. That should be a 35, not a 45.
I used
had it
the
before.
actual roller on the vehicle. I rolled a crit, then I rolled another crit,
Yes.
and
You had a crit
it
before.
says
Oh, he did?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my
So
total
it
is
added 10 to the roll.
45. Yeah, because I rolled and 10. Anyway, so what I would like my advantage to do, especially considering that I lost my pursuer, I would like to be able to set down the extremely blown up but still alive Delta Flyer in like a ruin Matrix style, like with the Nebuchadnezzar, like in a with
got
lights
it.
all around.
Got it.
And I just set it down in a ruin, and I tell Wrath to power everything down, and like commute comms, everything.
get out the
going-
fire
Okay.
extinguisher.
Make a stealth check versus their perception real quick.
Sure.
And their perception is going to be 1 red, 1 purple.
Throw some shade at him, Arthur.
I'm gonna choose upgrade again because everything is awful. Everything is on fire.
Yeah.
I don't have blues now, so I'm removing those. And stealth roll. Woo!
Hey.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think what happens is you're flying through the ruins and you just can't stop slamming into stuff. Like even at your slow speed, you try to go into drift mode and you just don't know how to use drift. You should have just taken the turn normally. You keep slamming into stuff. And Wrath is like, we need to put down immediately, Caleb. We're going to explode.
Yep, I agree.
And that's when like your first engine goes out and the whole ship just like
So you're like
Caleb,
coming
I've
for a
got
perfect
everything under
landing,
control. We're
and then the
losing
engine
power,
shuts off and it just goes.
we need to land now, Caleb. And then like you get under some cover and maybe like you and Wrath like pop out and you both like pull some sort of like plant, enormous like jungle leaf over top of the ship, and you see like a Y-wing go flying overhead like. And
Exactly.
That takes him out of the pursuit.
Cool. Okay, so
the flyer's
we-
down, but with no comms, you can't tell your friends where you're at.
Yeah, that's totally fine. They'll just have to wonder.
we still have one more check to make, right?
Yes.
Okay. Toby, anything you can do for helping purposes?
Yeah, what I can do something to aid you, such as like since he has given us a course that is like been woven through areas that are like the exact size of our ship, and he's just like, yeah, you can handle
You're
it.
doing like a Japanese game show thing where you perfectly put the ship's body at the same size as the object you're heading toward.
Yeah. Like, ha.
Sometimes you're just flying shit sideways, crab walking through stuff. Yeah.
So what I'll
drifting
do
through
is
things
I'll just blast some stuff out of the way to make it a little easier, so that he has more like margin of error.
You're gonna ruin my awesome plot.
Go ahead. 2 purple.
And it's just a
Yep. If you get a success, you will pass a blue die along.
and I get to use my blaster.
Yep.
Gunnery.
You'll have to use the actual guns, not the turbo lasers. But yeah, you'll pass
Yay.
along the blue die.
And
Arthur,
an extra blue die for the advantage.
Sure.
No, it's 2 Okay. Arthur,
Yeah, because that can pass on in blue.
can I notice that the ship has gone offline? The other one?
At the end of the round, yes.
Oh, well, can I spend a force die to notice and then make
Absolutely.
a check to scan?
Yes, but the difficulty is the stealth check that.
Which is
Alright.
1 and 3. 1.3.
No, I
Is
mean,
that how you're doing it?
it's
Or?
against 3 red and 1 purple. Which is
Oh.
I might as well make
stealth.
it there. So what am I rolling here to get
3
that to
red
happen?
and 1 purple.
No, but what
Like,
skill?
what's his skill?
Perception.
Yeah.
Or computer.
Even perception or computers. Okay. Perception is cunning. That's shit house. Computers is
It's really
4.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 green, so I'm gonna roll it anyway.
Oh, okay, well, just a.
You personally take some strain as you're like going over the sensor data. You notice that they're not there, but you can't find them in like all of the junk. The computer's just like spitting out artifacts at you constantly.
Oh. Can't say I didn't try, Caleb.
It's fine as long as you guys don't suddenly decide that you care very deeply about me and need to find me.
We have to go back.
I mean, that would be a very Star Wars thing to do, right?
Look, I'm feeling like a very old PC. We have to bring it back.
Moloxi, I believe you have
Yeah.
some piloting.
So, it's still 2 red.
2 purple. I'm sorry. What speed and
The same as before. So,
It'd be exactly the same roll,
it's the
right?
exact
So-
same roll. Except
Yeah.
you're gonna have a couple more blue, I think.
yeah. So,
So-
And
two,
you
I have
still
2 blue from Toby.
You still have 3 black die now. Cause
3 black die. Holy
yes,
shit.
Gator isn't removing one of your black die anymore.
Should I spend that last force point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
The dark side reigns triumphant now. It's been a long
It's
time.
not like you
since
haven't
guys
been
put
throwing
yourself
shade
in
at us
this
all night,
situation.
Arthur.
Ah, shit.
Alright, yeah. You're trying to make your way over to the Coliseum, but maybe like Gator told you that the ship disappeared off the screen and you spend all your time like dividing your attention and you make no real
Gator didn't tell her shit. Let's
well
be
then,
real.
maybe you noticed on your
It's
own,
true.
but either way,
Maybe you told me.
Like Toby,
I'm
Yes,
not
what?
doing this.
the ship is gone. Gator,
Oh,
look.
Fuck. Maybe he made it to the Coliseum building type thing. Look, just have faith.
So yeah, as you
He's
guys are
a
talking,
mighty
Toby's
warrior
like,
and stuff.
just have faith. And that's when you hear the distinctive as a TIE fighter screams in behind the ship, and there's like a spray of
Damn it.
laser fire all around you, and maybe like a rock falls in front of the ship, and you have to duck down under it.
Yeah, I'm like.
This TIE fighter is very close to exploding.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Can I make a computers check to like slice him again? Maybe see if I can get some strain on him.
Didn't you have something you wanted to do with this? Oh no, that's right. Yeah, you had already talked about the missing Delta Flyer. Okay. Yeah. So here's what happens with you, Caleb.
Hi.
You
And his
see
conveniently
something appear
available ship
overhead
size.
on top of you.
Wait. Say that again. People were talking.
Yeah, you see something appear over top of you.
Oh,
it's
no.
definitely The ads class
Arthur
takes
is
up
literally
position.
throwing shade at you.
directly above your ship.
Okay, so this is only a problem if the Major waited this long to declare the orbital attack on this guy.
He's like 21. All right, I gotta.
Well, I suppose I should get to that then. So-
yeah. I mean, are you nervous now? What's the plan?
The plan
you
is to do what anybody who is a Jedi would do, and I am going to activate. I'm going to sit cross-legged, meditate, activate Sense, which gives me the defense bonus, and I'm going to try and reach out and be like, all right, I think I'm going to start the orbital attack right now with this thing over me. That's what I'm going to try and do.
Climb underneath a conveniently placed armored palm frond. And
Yeah, your thoughts.
Use your hatred.
You could pull up
Give
two
it your
dark side die.
Caleb doesn't tap into the dark side anymore.
So,
He used to
yeah,
be like,
you try to reach
you
out to the
destroyed.
force, and you just realize the dark side is super strong in this ruins. The force
Maybe Gator's like,
abandons you.
I'm suddenly very hungry.
All you have are feelings of like rage, and it's not even rage. It's like outrage and disgust. And I want to come back to this. Is like your eyes go crackling red with the electricity we've seen when you get bellicked.
Can we have his internal monologue be something like, "Goddamn technology isn't like what it used to be back in the day."
He's not Elvin Minstrone, master magician.
I exhale and I refuse to let the dark side in. I do not use sense. Instead,
don't
I
worry. At
blind
the end of the
myself.
round, we're going to talk about this.
You do what?
Oh, shit.
I blind myself to the force. I do not use sense. And as before, previously, when I would tap into the dark side after my stroke, I now don't out of principle. So I fight it off, and I don't use sense. But
makes the synergy roll to
Just put on put on your rebreather and swim down to the Gungan capital.
I do have a rebreather. So like that is legitimately something that could happen.
Join you.
Go meet Boss Nass. That'll be great.
Meet
Oh my God.
Jar and Boss
I
Nass.
almost want to do it to the campaign. In fact, I almost want to hold it over Arthur's head that if he
I'm
starts...
pretty sure Arthur has been waiting this entire time to do his Boss Nass impression, right?
All saw down on Tatooine. That's where we found this boy.
Anyway,
that is such a good.
I'd hit for that so hard.
Yeah, so
Singing.
I want
I had
to
two
show you
advantage,
guys
so
this. As I'm talking, the level of my... Oh, it's not showing up on the stream.
I've seen it. Mine just goes down to like 90 something.
As I'm
so it's not
talking,
a
it
big-
literally is lowering the volume level.
I heard it. I heard it go up and down while you were talking
It's
before. Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Whoever's gonna do something to help, with my 2 advantage, I can give you some blue die.
I would like to try the computers to see if I can throw some strain at this bitch.
Sure. Let's go ahead.
All right. Computers is 2 purple.
I'm
Oh wait,
gonna
jamming.
upgrade it
Hang
to
on, let me
red.
see.
Because I'm like, fuck you.
No, I'm gonna do slicing. So that's 3 computers, right? Yeah.
Good,
What?
bro.
2
Upgrade.
purple, 1 red.
Yep.
You upgraded your
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
And then
can I
what-
upgrade my end, Arthur? Because I would like to at least have
You
the
have
option
one.
to crit in this, please. That'd be
what
nice.
does 2 advantage give someone for blue die?
A blue die.
Oh,
Okay, just 1. Got it.
so I get
So
1
here's the
blue
deal
die.
with advantage die. If you have 1, you can pass it to the next person in line. If you have 2, you can pass it to anybody.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm rolling an upgrade and a blue die and 2 purple, 1 red.
Sure.
Cool. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh.
Fucking MVP, bro.
Okay,
I'm
so
yeah,
get
I'm going
away.
to use that advantage
dice
and I'm
rolls
going
are
to
OP.
inflict system strain
Yeah,
on this
tell me what happens to
motherfucker.
the TIE fighter as you sail away. Sail away, sail
Come
away.
sail away.
Wait,
Come
what
sa-
happens to the TIE fighter?
Describe. He said
You tell
describe.
me. You tell me what
Okay,
happens to the TIE
so
fighter.
basically, after like maybe I'm on like some compad in the hallway of this of the Neo Hope, and I'm just like, this is unacceptable. And then I go into the cockpit, and my head just like looks at the floor straight away, and maybe I just like run straight over to the computer and I sit down and I start typing. And if anyone looks over my shoulder, it's basically like on one screen there's like code, on the other screen it's like an upload progress of like a song that's being sent over. So like what I'm specifically doing, Arthur, is I'm sending over this song, this really it's almost like if what do they call the musicals that they make, Indian musicals?
Bollywood.
Bollywood. It's like a Bollywood song, but like in like It's like jizz music almost, but not as, but a lot worse. Like if anyone liked jizz music in this world, they would hate this music basically. Like that's how bad it is. And I sent it to him, and then I just like snicker and I'm like, and then
I'm like watching over your shoulder, and I'm like, multitasking, excellent.
And then like maybe the camera cuts over to the pilot, and he's basically just like, "Sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear your command." And then over the radio is like, "Hey," and he's just like, "Wah!" And he like sort of crashes into a rock or something like that. Like super loud. Yeah.
So, I want to talk about Caleb.
Yes.
So Caleb, as you're like meditating and seeking the force, you're drawn into like a mystical force vision, Star Wars Episode 7 style, where it's like a bunch of weird flashbacks of things that have happened, are happening, and are yet to come. And as these visions are being thrown at you, you hear the sound of a lightsaber activating, and then there's a Kamazi Jedi who walks in front of you. So like you're floating in space, and these visions are appearing in front of you, and then this Kamazi Jedi walks through them like it's a holo recording, and just stands in front of you with like his lightsaber point down, like driving into what would be the Earth if it wasn't space. And he says, "I'm so disappointed in you, Caleb."
Interesting. And
Do you have
are
any idea what you've done?
crashed a ship,
Yes.
annoyed a droid.
So he like waves his hand, and we see the visions in the background start to slow from all their flickering. And then like it stops on one of Caleb, like Darth Bellic Caleb, actual Caleb, older Caleb, performing like some sort of weird sick experiments on a bunch of Kamazi. And in the background, maybe we see like Wee Kuei moving in slow motion, like no. And the Kamazi Jedi is like, "Do you have any idea why the Kamazi people hate you, Caleb?"
I gather it would have something to do with the vision you're showing me.
This isn't a vision. This is what's called a memnis. Kamazi are capable of passing memories between people of the same bloodline. However, Kamazi Jedi are capable of taking and giving memnis from other Kamazi all across the world. When you began your sick experiments on the Kamazi people, attempting to move souls between one body to the next, using the memnis as the channel, all the Kamazi people have memories of you doing this. Every Kamazi who survived the destruction of our planet remembers your horrible, twisted experiments with perfect clarity of everyone that you committed these crimes against. You may consider yourself a hero of the rebellion. You may consider yourself a Jedi. But we remember you as the greatest traitor in our history.
I have a question for you.
Indeed.
Do you believe in free will?
Do you?
I do. In which case, the man whose crimes you blame me for is not the man I am. I have yet to make those decisions. And I should not be held responsible for a misremembered shade. I will forge my own path. And if I am to be damned, I will be damned for my actions, not the actions someone who was once me took.
Perhaps. But look around you. The dark side grows closer. And Caleb, the real Caleb, not this mixture of technology and a spirit of a holocron. The real Caleb is attempting to force his way back into you. Your connection to the Force has grown tenuous at best and perilous at worst.
If it should come to pass that I foresee losing the fight with Darth Bellic, then I will take my own life.
You
But
should
until
know
that-
he was no Darth. He wielded both sides of the Force with equal precision like a surgeon.
Interesting choice of words, considering his experiments. This
But he
life
just
that
kind
I
of like gestures to where you're like hollow levitating a bunch of like surgical tools to like cut out part of a Kamazi spine.
I stand up from meditating and I say, the life I currently have is not mine to take. I will fight off the dark influence of my counterpart. And if I should fail, then decisions will be made. But until then, the life of Reyes Navarre must be protected.
I know something of a way to remove you from Reyes Navarre. Seek me out on Tatooine.
Very well. I will see you soon.
So when you say that, Wrath is like in front of you, and he's like, "What do you mean you'll see me soon? I'm standing right here, Caleb."
I meant after I opened my eyes.
Are you
They were
going into a
closed.
seizure, Caleb?
So, Wrath,
Yes.
I would like you to give me an opinion.
Yes.
We've got
I
to.
think that ducks are a very strange animal.
Yes, me too.
They
But I
sound
do have.
interesting.
I do want to give this opinion context. The Delta Flyer. I'm going to keep piloting it. You're going to keep being my astromech droid.
It's basically destroyed. You're going
yes.
to need a serious salvage yard work. Perhaps Gator could help you with that.
Yes, we'll have to recover it, but it does have a couple of customation hardpoints. I was wondering what you think it could use, and
So as
I'm
you're
just
saying this, you hear the roar of the enormous engines of the Naga Sadao going over you. It's like,
I'm
really a discussion we should be having right now. Perhaps the customization hardpoint could include an extra escape pod, or perhaps some field rations.
yeah, it's just like I'm really just trying to avoid. I'm just trying to distract Wrath right now. Like basically, it's just like yeah. What's your opinion of this? And
You know
also
what would be
trying.
very nice, given that you are constantly flying in close range, if we were to get some sort of harpoon like a T-47 airspeeder. We could drag other ships behind us with our superior speed. It would be pretty sweet.
Yes, it would be pretty sweet. But keep in mind that I'm the one who has to pilot and do that.
I understand.
And then I just have that conversation, and then we sort of like pan up as the Naga Sadao flies over, and maybe cut back to the Enya Hope.
So here's what's happening on the Anyo Hope. You're getting an emergency communication from Major Johns.
Okay.
Your Kamazi point of contact.
Open up comms.
yeah.
I can barely hear you, Virgil.
Wait, you can barely hear me?
Yeah.
No, it's better now.
Yeah,
I think you
it
just
is
gotta
better
have to
when
move
you
your
move the
mic.
microphone.
Yeah.
Is there like a Windows update that's fucking up
there's no more
everyone
ships
or something?
chasing us, right?
I mean, on a micro level, that's correct.
Micro level.
I guess.
We
Yeah. So
have
like.
an overall one. We're just
Right.
So,
dead.
like, as you're flying back over land on Naboo, you're getting a message from Major Johns, but you're also getting, like, a Galactic Alliance to Restore the Republic, like, Alert Priority 1 status message that's calling all ships to planetary defense positions.
What the hell is going on now?
So Major Johns is, like, still trying to message you.
Yes, Major Jones, what is it?
So Major Johns is like, we're under attack! Several Victory-class Star Destroyers have dropped out of hyperspace in short range of the planet. They're throwing up interdictor bubbles everywhere.
I know exactly what this is, but
Who's
wrong
responsible?
character.
The Fleet Admiral is calling herself Nile.
Oh
my
god.
Oh shit!
She's starting
Who the
up
hell
a
is
blockade
Nile?
of the planet. We need all ships to prepare. Unfortunately, I moved one of our star cruisers out of range in order to deal with your Corvette problem. and now there's a hole in the planetary defenses. We're going to have to activate the planetary shield, or we're doomed.
Who the
It
hell
just
is
so
Mal?
happens that the controls for the planetary shield are in some Gungan ruins that you're nearby.
No, he's like, you're going to need to make a decision, Toby. Either you remain here, or you try to break the blockade, get outside, and send word to literally anyone. You're our only hope, Toby.
Help us.
Wait, what? He wants me to break through the blockade or just
because they're about
stay
to
here and
activate
die?
the planetary shields, which is going to prevent anyone from going onto or off of the planet. Either you can remain here during the siege of Naboo, or you can try to get off of the planet, break through the blockade, and get out.
I will definitely stay here as I
break
don't
out.
know where Caleb is.
Yeah, so John's is just like, then we're doomed. No one's coming for us. No one even knows we're in trouble.
Everyone knows you're in trouble.
Toby, make the different decision. Save the rebellion.
So there's like, so we get to see, like, in space, there's like a dozen X-Wings going toward like 30 TIE fighters. And then like one of the X-Wings and like 4 TIE fighters explode as they hit the planetary shields, and everybody breaks off. And everyone's like skimming along the shields, and maybe one of the TIE fighters goes too low, and the bottom part of their wings starts to evaporate, and then it rolls over right into the shield and explodes again.
So, I have a question,
and those
Arthur.
Victory-class Star Destroyers begin unloading like unending waves of fire on the planetary shields as an interdictor silently knifes its way through space behind them,
I have a
throwing up
question.
hyperspace bubbles.
I have a question, Arthur.
Yep.
Can you see from the surface the planetary shield come on? Is it obvious that it happens?
It's a giant blue shield.
Okay, so Caleb sees it, and immediately this is what Caleb wants to do. Flip switches. He realizes the planet is under attack because that's the only reason the planetary shield would come up. So Caleb is going to turn to Wrath, say, stay here, and he is going to try and navigate the ruin and get up high enough that he can force leap onto the Naga Sadao.
There's no way that's ever going to happen.
My force leap can go as high as a 70-story building, and you said he was going...
Very well. Okay.
You said that he was piloting near the planet's surface. So that's what we're going to do.
I like the idea of you grabbing onto this thing and just being like, how do I?
He can cut a hole in it with his lightsaber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hole right
And then
through the
he can
shields
crawl
when
up
he hits them
the
and instantly
the
dies.
plasma hot. He can
Well, if that's the case,
crawl up
then
the
I won't do
plasma
it,
hot
but-
hole that he dug
yeah,
into
I mean,
it.
that's exactly what's going to happen in this situation. The shields are on, so...
Well,
you know
I just
what?
recall
If
scenes
you
from the
spend a
movies in
force
which...
die, I will let you time it for when one of the fighters is returning to the Starfighter Bay.
Perfect. I'll spend the force die then.
Okay. Yeah, they're like, you see the shields go down with like a blue flicker. That's your last force die. Excellent. That's where I like to have you. I have you now.
I have you now.
You do your Michael Jordan. I believe I can fly.
At the very least, infiltration is supposed to be my specialty. So hopefully this goes well.
That sounds like wishful thinking. If I've ever heard it before. Spread my wings through that
I mean, you're
open
gonna have to make a whole
door.
chain of checks here. Obviously, you're gonna make a stealth check as soon as you get into the ship.
Okay. Against what, Arthur?
Well, first you need to make a
17 purple.
God damn it. Well, I'll just have
Balls.
The dark side is strong with you. You can't even flip it over, right? You literally don't have the points. So
what do
And
you
he
mean?
doesn't,
I don't have
yeah.
the points.
jump. Here's the
No,
question.
you need to flip over a destiny point to use it.
Yeah.
So.
do
Oh, you need to flip over a destiny point? I didn't
you
even know
have to
that.
Flip a destiny
Yeah.
point.
All right, so I can't force leap? Is that what that
Yeah.
means?
You stare
Alright,
angrily at the spaceship
just
Get
above
ready
you
to
and
do it
shake
jump,
your
and you're
fist.
just you like freeze up as you feel the dark side flow through you, and maybe you like throw up a little bit. Yeah. And the Naga Sadao begins to like, pull out of range and begin moving both forward and up into space to like get close to the polar north.
Well then, I guess we don't help with the siege at all.
We just sit there and pretend.
So, what? I mean, are you ever gonna call the Enyo Hope or?
Well, when the Naga Sadao just
Yeah, the
leaves.
Naga Sadao eventually leaves after like 10 minutes. Maybe we like. It's a cinematic with leave. Like it's several cuts of like showing it from different angles as it pulls away. It's like bombarding the ruins in hope of randomly hitting something. And Wrath is just like the odds of being struck by one of those lasers is 1 in 4.
Wow, those are good odds.
So Wrath, you say that, and Wrath moves like 10 feet away from you. It's just is like, I feel slightly safer over here.
That's fine. No, yeah, we should definitely spread out. When the Naga Sadao moves away, I will open comms.
Okay, what's happening with the Enyo Hope, knowing that there's a planetary blockade happening? Nile is here. Nile come calling. Biloxi, do you even know what's going on? Like, all you know
No
is that
fucking
you're a
clue.
rebellion pilot.
I think we found a place and we're just like kind of hovering and like just like watching the planetary bombardment of like it's like at an angle where we can see it or something like that and just
Yeah.
like well fuck.
Maybe you can like hear the sound of the shields going off constantly, like a low drum, like doom, 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 doom.
What the hell are we supposed to do now?
Look, I'm not going anywhere without Caleb. I'm afraid his ship was destroyed. We're gonna have to troll through these ruins for a bit.
Maybe they get a message from Caleb.
Hello?
Oh,
Caleb.
thank God. What happened to you, old boy?
Well, I saw my opportunity and I hid and shut everything off rather than continuing to pilot.
All right.
that,
We're in a huge amount of shit. Nile is here and she's bombarding the planet. They put up the shields. We're trapped. We're all going to die here.
I noticed.
Does Kamiya give away his location?
notice the difference.
Yeah, when he comes, you know where he is.
Okay, yeah, I immediately sit down and I start heading that way.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be.
I
there
noticed.
in a minute.
I noticed the planetary shield go up, not necessarily the detail of Nile.
Yes, and what was it? They said something impressive like Admiral or something. I can't believe this. Look, I wonder if she'd take us on as conscripts or something equally stupid on her part.
We can't pass through the planetary shield.
No.
We can't negotiate with her. We can't get a message out.
I think we can get a message out, right? Or no?
Comms are down.
I'm sensing you have some history with this Nile.
She was on this
Our
ship
old
for a
captain
while.
had a lot of history with her.
Like I said, I'll rest his soul.
Wait, there is another crew member?
Did you just say Naga Sadao, rest his soul?
Toby, did you just? Never mind.
What? Yeah.
So
Listen,
the droid is not the captain then. Where is this captain?
I have an idea, but well, it's a long shot.
The captain's dead. We lost him in the last mission.
Oh.
Pick me up. Pick me up in the Delta Flyer.
We're on our way.
As soon as possible, we'll discuss our options.
Yeah, so we're already on our way and we're jetting there.
So we get like the cinematic shot of you picking up Caleb, possibly with some sort of cool like flying trick, right?
Yeah.
What's it look like when you pick him up?
I actually imagine it looks a lot more like flying over the Delta Flyer, lowering some cables and pulling it in because it can barely
probably.
fly.
Yeah, so like we don't land, we just like
You're gonna have to
we hover
land
like
the
a
ship and then like winch dock it up to the side
Yeah.
of your ship. Yep.
and just pull it up into the into our
ship now has -3 handling because you're lugging an object on the side.
Oh, we actually see Caleb, and we have like a track on his communications. But when we get there, I'm like, "Where's the ship? I don't see it anywhere." Like, oh, it's cleverly hidden underneath those branches. Oh, lovely.
I go up to Gator and I say, Gator,
Yes, Pink?
there is a way that we can get a message out to the rest of the rebellion. But we're going to need more people who follow their gut. And I think I know where we can find them. So, then
Let's look
I
for the
imagine
hungriest people, I suppose.
that's like a side wipe right after he says that, right?
Yep.
And we're back at the Naboo, like the port that we've been docking at regularly.
So the port that you've been docking at is the Royal Castle of Naboo, the hangar on the side of the waterfall. Yeah. In the background of whatever conversation you're about to have, there's reports of like robots all across the planet in like pairs and quads going insane and like starting to shoot people in the street. Apparently,
this is amazing.
like 24 robots attempted to attack the planetary command center and take down the planetary shields. But
Oh,
they were all a
shit.
bunch of janitors
Oh.
using like holdout pistols and were easily gunned down by rebellion troopers. It's suspected Imperial sabotage. So yeah, maybe the announcer's like, it's suspected Imperial sabotage, but we stopped it first. Our boys in orange are capable of doing anything. If we
The
can
boys
take
in
down
orange.
a Death Star, we can take down a droid.
That does follow. That scans.
The tracks, yeah.
Okay, so maybe-
Caleb, what's happening in the foreground?
Caleb is trying to get a hold of Weequay's contacts because he's never been able to contact Weequay directly, but he's been black-bagged by who's ever working with Weequay before, and he's trying to get a communique through.
So you're putting out the word?
Yeah.
Can you make a streetwise check versus 2 purple?
Sure thing, buddy. That's something I can do, probably, or get a massive failure somehow.
Well, some people say, you can't believe Naboo, we got that bobsled team.
That's another song I send out
Son
to
of
people
a
all the time.
bitch, my rolls tonight.
Damn.
Yep.
You know who's been spitting hot fucking die all night? Fucking Gator. Can I just say that real quick?
Yeah,
Gator
I
has
noticed.
been
It's for. I think it's first session. Last session I was awesome.
yeah.
You're getting it this session.
Nice.
Yeah, so you put out the word on the street, and eventually you get contacted with somebody, Caleb.
Yep.
There's no audio. I'm sorry, there's no video. It's just audio, and the voices scramble, and then it's like, I heard you were looking for a man named Weequay.
That is correct.
I should introduce myself. My name is
I am
Mort.
Weequay.
I'm a member of the Zan Consortium. Nothing happens on this planet without my permission.
Where is this conversation happening?
I don't know. Where is it happening?
I mean, I imagine that I put out the word right away, and as soon as we docked at the spaceport, like, I don't know exactly how it works, but I imagine for some Star Warsy reason, like, besides personal communicators, there's also, like,
Giant hollow.
payphones.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
and, like, one of them just starts ringing when I pass it, and I, like, answer it, and it's this asshole.
Am I to understand that you are the rebellion
Okay, yeah, so-
Jedi General, Reyes Navarre?
Apparently that's what they call me these days.
I can put you in contact with this man, Weequay. In exchange, you need to get the rebellion to drop the heat on my organization.
Interesting proposal. Surely with the planetary bombardment underway, the heat is already
Let me
quite
be
dropped.
clear. There's no range for negotiation here.
You're being vague, though. I don't know exactly how to fulfill your request.
That's not my job.
Interesting. I will come back. How can I reach you again later? I
I'll call
obviously
you.
need to talk with. Very well. Give me a couple hours. I'll talk with my superiors.
Very well. You have exactly 2 hours.
I have to go talk to the major then.
So, yeah, he just clicks and hangs up.
I go seek out the major.
Yeah. Are you taking anybody with you?
I'll take Toby with me because I don't think he likes me. I don't know that he likes Toby either, but he doesn't like me.
I don't like you either.
He doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
I've
Yeah,
got
well, we
the
both
best
knew how
sentence
these
in
end.
over 12 systems.
Yeah, maybe Malaxi's getting your ship off, and off of our ship, like with the thing, and then she like approaches Gator and like, do you want to take a look at his ship? Apparently, you're good at fixing things.
I just sort of like Gator looks down at his feet and sort of, kicks a rock or something, and he just, without saying a word, he just sort of like moves over there. He's got like he's basically wearing like mechanic skivvies, or imagine what those would look like. And at this point, he's sort of covered in grease from head to toe, from mostly crawling around and just fucking fixing shit. And he goes over and he's just sort of like touching the pod and stuff like that. And he's just sort of, maybe Rave is there and he's just like, R4 unit.
Hello, my name is Wrath. How are you, Gator?
It's so hard. We really should have changed the first letter on his new name.
What is your designation?
R4-TH.
R4. Can I just call you that? There is only one on the ship. What is the priority damage on this ship?
There are 2 critical points of failure and several points of hull damage. Which one would you like to repair first? You can only
Whatever
make one
can make it
mechanics
fly.
bonus right now. It will be able to fly with critical damage, but it'll still have the crits. It can't fly with 0 hull.
Yeah, it needs hull repair.
Very well, I suppose we should fix the giant gaping hole in the front.
Okay. So
How
yeah,
does
Wrath-
how does a
There's
ship
no
like
blue
small?
dice. He's like winching stuff for you and like directing you.
As I'm like repairing it, I'm just like, how does a ship this small have a giant hole in the front of it that looks like a rock or something?
I'd like to think there's like 2 holes, and it looks like it should have gone right where the pilot's head would be, but somehow didn't.
Yeah, when you ask that, Wrath like stops helping you, rolls over to a panel, like plugs into it, and then begins doing like gun cam playback of Caleb crashing into the side of a building. And it's like he like gifts it, and maybe it has like cats, with laser beams, and rainbows coming out of their mouth that just show up during the gift.
Yeah, it's like Pink is very bad at flying.
Yes, I find that most biologicals are pretty terrible at everything they do.
I agree with you. I've known a lot of biologicals. Gator doesn't like a lot of them. You're okay though. And then
I'm
I'll
not
like
biological, so that checks out.
That
Math
scans.
was never my strong suit. And what am I rolling against here? 2 purple?
It's 2 purple, I think.
For just hull?
Oh no,
Yeah?
sorry, it's 3 purple.
3
'cause
purple?
The ship has
Okay.
taken damage in SX in
Excess?
of its maximum.
Okay.
Okay,
Nice,
you heal
nice.
1 point of damage. So the ship is now capable of flying again.
So literally,
One
like I
hull.
maybe spent like maybe a couple of hours literally with R4, like literally just putting a plate over the top of a giant fucking hole that was.
The ship now looks like the picture from earlier, right? Like, we haven't even fixed any damage. We're just making sure the chassis is capable of going into space.
So I'm using like my little tiny. Actually, I have a I don't know if this helps, but I do have a in my weapons and gear. I have a toolkit. Does that give me
Gives
any
you a blue
bonuses
die.
to this? It does not.
It gives you a blue die.
A blue die. Can I roll that?
Yep. And you didn't roll the blue die from Raze. Or from Wrath.
Oh, okay. So I'm rolling 2 then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a lot of advantage.
Just keep removing strain off of the ship.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
fine. Yeah, that'll work too. So
Okay. Maloxy, what are you doing? Well, Caleb and
I guess
Toby
would
disappeared.
since Malaxi worked with the rebellion, would you take her with you, or leave her with you. Okay.
I mean, you
Cool.
would be there when I come up to Toby and say, "Look, Toby,
Oh, yes?
I need to speak with the Major, and I sense that he doesn't like me."
Yeah, and I'm like going over a bunch of reports of like the robots murdering people. I'm like, yes, well, I don't think he likes me either, but I mean,
He can't not like both of us, or we would have been fired.
well, I think you've got that, force thing going for you. They seem to be rather obsessed with being the good guys with the magic wizards or whatever they like.
Look, this is less of a. I need him to listen to what I'm going to say, so I would like you to come with and at least be the face. If the general.
Can't you do like a one of your tricks for that? Make sure he pays extra attention or something.
I haven't been particularly good at that lately.
What's the matter?
Maybe I come in now and like, Caleb, Gator's working on your ship. I sit it down for him, and him and Reth are taking a look.
Oh, good.
We lose.
I certainly don't want to take
Okay.
the Breaker and Enterer in to see the Major yet, necessarily. I need him to be... Look, why don't you both come with me, and we can try and speak to the Major. This is very important.
Sure.
Well, what's the subject there?
Someone named Mort, I believe he actually came up to us during Zane's bachelor party. He knows the people I need to get in contact with in order to get a message out to the rest of the rebellion to rescue Naboo.
Oh, that would be excellent. I'm sure he'll listen. Look, I'm thinking...
Do I know more, Arthur?
I mean, he's kind of like an infamous crime lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The price of doing business with him is an obscenely vague and ill-defined request to get the rebellion to lay the heat off of his organization. So we need to go talk to Major and see what sort of promises we can actually make an infamous crime boss.
Sounds like nothing. I'm sure he'll suggest we just make a,
When you mention his name, Mulaxi just immediately like tenses, like her eyes widen a little bit, like her hand like kind of like becomes like a fist. It does her entire body just like tightens like a little bit, like
your tail fluff up.
Yeah, my tail just like shh.
There's something wrong.
Mort.
Of the consortium.
These Zan people again. Great.
We're working with the Zan consortium now.
No. I mean, it's just that they've usually want to kill us or get something from us. This time we want something
they
from
were
them.
the ones that killed Cooral too, so...
You don't necessarily choose your allies when your planet is being bombarded.
Look, I'm sure that
All right.
it's not going to be okay with the Major. He won't be wanting to deal with, make a
Major
deal
will
at
also
all.
be extremely desperate to get a message off world, so we'll just have to see which thing he cares about more. Being tough on crime or being tough on Imperials.
As long as we don't...
Why not both? Being tough, like, Ruff the drug dog appears, but maybe he's wearing, like, a rebel pilot outfit?
No, a small Mexican girl shows up, and she's like, why not both? And then everyone in the party, like, puts her on her shoulders and starts jumping.
What the fuck is happening? Is that some sort of...
As long as we don't... As long as we don't deal directly with them...
Look, I don't think I want us to be responsible for making a promise to the Zan consortium, especially one that we're not responsible for executing. We'll be relying on Major John, and Major John's could be, removed from post, and then whoever comes and takes over will certainly not agree to this, having not been the person to agree to it. It puts us in a peculiar spot, you see.
Does it put us in a less peculiar spot than at the other end of the Victory-class Star Destroyer's turbo lasers bombarding the planet?
As you say that, maybe, like, it's been happening in the background, but it's been very soft, and maybe, like, the sound of the turbulators hitting the planetary shields loudens for a moment, like, doom, 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 doom,
Yeah.
doom.
Fuck.
It's that moment
All right.
of silence where when you're walking through the hallways, there's absolutely no one talking.
Look, it's not like we're trapped in a basement. We've got a whole fucking planet here. I don't see what the big deal is.
Fly around
really
to the
don't
other
like-
side.
This.
Let me be a little more clear, Toby. You are trapped on the wrong side of a force field with an army of robots that wants you dead. But more importantly,
Yes,
as long
that's
as-
my main issue, you see. That's actually more what I was concerned with, is this robot problem, which is not on the other side of a force field, to be safely ignored for now.
yes. But
Rather
if
than
that
running
force field-
around, holding hands with the Zan Consortium assholes, I'd rather concentrate on perhaps trying to take control of the robots myself. I believe they are taking orders from Toby Zero. Perhaps our mechanic friend could help disguise some of my communications, make them indistinguishable, and
That's,
therefore they couldn't reliably take orders, or I could order them all to attack the fleets outside.
Well, from what I've read, they haven't
Very-
been terribly effective. If that shield falls, Nile will be coming. And do you know who she's coming for?
No.
I think
He's
when you
coming
say
from-
that, you get a communication incoming from Inquisitor Nile.
She's coming for me to ask why Coral's dead.
And
Hello?
It's actually to Toby. Like, you get a
Oh, okay.
Toby mail.
But you both have the same ringtone, so you're both like, hello, but it's like...
What I do is I put my hand on Caleb, and I just like push him out of the way so he won't be in view of the like camera. And then I turn on the thing. Hello.
Yeah, we get the image of Nile still wearing Imperial officer outfit. She's got like 5 red and blue bars on her rank tag,
What did she do to earn that?
Fuck.
and she's
Probably
standing
killed a
on
lot of
what's
Jedi.
clearly the bridge of Imperial
you can earn that-
interdictor. There's like all the crew pits down in the little
yeah.
area, and people are working. One of the captain of the ship turns and like hands her a report as she answers the call. She's like, "Toby, good to see you."
Yes, you look lovely.
Well, thank you. I love what I've done with my uniform.
Oh, yeah, so it's quite a lot of bars. I mean, you've been on the interdictor or something? I mean,
Yeah,
rising through the ranks quickly.
technically, yes.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping that you would surrender to me. I need a special operations team. I haven't been able to get a hold of Coral, so I figure it's time to call in
Oh.
that favor he owes me.
Oh man,
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
for sure she would sense it through the force.
Look, I've
Is
got
that,
a bit of...
is that Ray's Navarre that I
I
can
can say
hear?
that. Yes, Reyes
Hello,
is still with
Doctor.
me.
How are you?
Look, this...
Oh, hello, Niles. It's been quite a long time.
Oh, shut up, Reyes. This is very important. Look, I've got some very terrible news. On our last expedition into the city, we were attacked. We lost the captain.
That's really terrible.
He's been...
So, about that favor he owes me, I'm going to
shit.
make you a deal.
No.
You lower the planetary shield, and you fly the Enya Hope out, and you land on my interdictor, and we will stop attacking the planet. We're only here to get you. I was hoping
Wait,
to get in
did-
with the snatch and grab, but apparently planetary defenses were already activated, dealing with some sort of robot problem. Apparently the droids that
I'm sorry. Did you try to call Toby Zero in misdial, or is this...
Who's Toby Zero?
Oh, nothing.
Is there something I should know, Toby?
Look, I'm going to level with you because you've always been very fair with me, and I have a great deal of respect for you. You understand?
So she like looks off camera and like gives an order, and you can hear like the bombardment get heavier on the shield, and she turns back towards the camera and is like, you know, if you were a biological, I would be able to use the force to sense if you're lying, but I'm just going to use my long experience here and just call that you're full of shit.
No, listen. This is what's happening.
You're never gonna believe this.
There was, the terrible illness I was suffering from. I thought you were trying to murder me. It was very disturbing for me.
I
It was
remember
hard to
that.
deal with.
It was
But,
super annoying.
I know, I'm so sorry. It's very embarrassing. It's very hard as well to have been gone mad. Sometimes you think, I hope I'm not mad again.
It's interesting because those were some of the most fun times of my life.
That's so sweet of you to say. Me too.
And you were the worst part
you
of
and I
that.
and the captain.
I have
Flying through the universe.
behind the camera. I've held up a data pad that has cut to the chase, like texted on it, like.
I'm like hand waving. I'm like, oh, shut up.
I'm looking between them, just like, what the hell
Like,
happened
do you
between the three of these people?
But
Like,
there was beta rows exploding through the. No, okay, later. But listen, when I was cured of my terrible virus that was making me hallucinate, the gentleman actually happened to make a clone of my, all my hard drives, and the clone was still infected with the virus, which seemed to corrupt it somewhat, and it escaped, killed the doctor that fixed me, has now started quite a large and very successful cult of robots with their control chips removed, and they all want to kill me and all sentient meat bags.
You're right. I don't believe you.
Fuck.
what the hell?
Look,
have
maybe
you
try
Even
been
if I
through?
did, why would any of that matter? Actually, interesting. If I could negotiate with this Toby Zero,
Yes, that's what I was saying. You should call him. I mean, he's as evil as shit.
In the background, Caleb is just facepalming.
I'm like, I'm not really the man for the job, you see.
He's just like, if you're
I
sure
have,
that you'd
I have
rather not
Coral's
lose
lightsaber,
Naboo,
and I don't owe you shit.
very well, Toby. And she like shuts off the communication, and rather
Toby,
than rather than
You
saying on
just
you
had
guys,
our
it
two
goes-
allies ally with each other.
It's fine.
So,
Toby will kill her for
wait,
sure. He's
wait.
evil and he wants
Gator
to kill
will
all-
run up to the group just now and just be like, Pink, Pink,
Yes, Gator.
my gut hurts.
I got hurt too, Gator.
Why would? Oh my goodness!
Look, I'm going to the
She'll
major.
contact you.
Now
Go.
more than ever, we need the
No.
rebellion to save Naboo before we all die.
Fine.
To a
Fine.
team up of Nile and Toby Zero.
All right, so here's the scoreboard, right? Virgil, Coral has like maybe 7 or 8 fuck ups, and then Toby's got like just a one big one, right?
Really big one.
So I think we cut to Nile. Like it's sometime later. Maybe the planet's like rotated a bit, and that's how we know that time has passed. And Nile's like drinking some sort of like amber brandy or something. And she's like, so to sum up, then I just need you and your crew. I mean, you have a destroyer on the planet. It won't be very hard to take out the shields from within the shield generator. And then I'll take you and your ship with me to complete my task. And then we'll eliminate Toby and all of his friends for you. We hear a voice that's like, well, old chap, that sounds great, Niall. I mean, at first I didn't trust you at all, but now if you're going to help me destroy Toby, as long as I get his memory core, everything's going to be great. So nice working with you again. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
Do you remember
and
when
then
those
maybe in the
exploding
background-
beta O's were like,
He last, though, was hallucinating that you wanted to kill him. Is that
Yes.
cured for him
Yeah,
as well?
but you told him multiple times that you were friends now. Go over your last few conversations. Yeah.
All right, Arthur. Before
So what happens is Niall like closes the communication and begins walking down like a hallway, and then like there's like rows of guards, and every time she passes one, they like turn and snap into a salute, and the Imperial March is playing as she like goes to her quarters, and just like sits down in her chair, and like we can see the dark side crackling in her eyes as they go like pink with like streaks of pink electricity. And she just says, I have them now.
Son of a bitch.
Bum, 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 bum.
Why does everyone want Toby's brain so bad?
I mean,
got
it's
shit
just
in
Toby
it.
Zero that wants your braid. Yeah, so everyone take 15 experience.
Yay.
The crowd, our audience gave us 0 things to vote on. Literally no one mentioned anything to
Really,
vote
guys?
on. So there's no vote
one
this
was.
week.
I saw funniest in there, and I don't.
Like,
I
there
didn't
were some
catch any of them.
suggestions.
Yeah, you remember you can't scroll all the way back up to the start. So
yeah.
if you didn't catch them, it's like, oh.
I will throw one funniest poll down for 5 XP.
Mm-hmm.
I have some XP now I can spend. Like a actual
Wasn't it hilarious how I
35.
failed every dice roll?
That's pretty good.
So yeah, let's
Best
talk about the
person at
episode
rolling
real
with the
quick.
bad rolls.
Yeah, I mean, how did we enjoy this episode? I think we definitely got to see more Maloxing, which is kind of what I wanted to have last week, but
We got some cool stuff for piloting. Yeah.
yeah. And we got to do vehicle combat that wasn't totally shitty this time, which isn't something we always have.
Isn't it great
speak for
having a
yourself.
mechanic who can actually do things on the ship?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think mechanic is pretty good.
Like looking at it, like my mechanic isn't very good, right? It's 4 green, 1 yellow. Like I
But
literally
you could
like
easily upgrade that, right? Because it's
Yeah.
aim
Oh,
to
yeah. Upgrade that a few
career.
times. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a career skill.
So
but
you could
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it upgraded twice for like 25. Is that right?
no, it's 5. It's 5 times level at career.
Yeah. So it'd be 10 and 15. So yeah, 25.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get it to three yellow and green. That'd be really good.
I only have 15 XP.
Man. So apparently, while the show is going on, Cottontailed has been watching.
Worldwide Wrestling RPG.
Yeah, and she did. Jesus, what was your name, Henley? The chicken.
Rooster Limes.
Oh man, Cowboy's in there. He looks so fucking horrible. And Buster Meatman. Oh boy.
Good stuff, Cotton.
Yeah. Any
Always
other cool
appreciate
stuff
it,
you
man.
want to say about this episode? Because I'm like an art
A
vampire.
lot of intense stuff going on.
and I'm a art
Astrogation
vampire.
is surprisingly useful. Can
Yes,
I just
it
say
is.
that?
Yep.
Hmm.
Like, I never like astrogation is the one thing this party has never had. Just like straight up never had it. But that plot course thing is great.
Yeah.
I mean, so useful.
I feel like I am shocked by dice results. This is the first time that I've been doing something that I'm not amazing at. That I'm just.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah,
But
I did.
but the thing is, I still have like 2 yellow and a green, or 2 yellow and 2 green, and still just complete botching. So like the first time I've done average skills get completely rolled.
I feel like the only way that you
have bad
could
luck.
ever get out of this curse is instead of buying something, you put it like in rent. That way you have to pay it off over like 3 or 7 episodes. Because once you do that, you remove the curse of just dying inside of the object you purchased.
Listen, I think you forget that we got like a crazy bounty of 500,000 credits. I could buy 4 more deltas.
yeah, but
to
what I'm
replace
saying
this
is
delta.
like it's not that. It's just that there's a curse attached to these items if you buy them outright.
That's fair. That's a fair proposal. I'm not.
Yeah. Must
not
suck to have a ton of credits.
I'm not salty or
I have
anything about the
75.
dice rolls. I'm
Look,
just.
I
I
spent
died
like
with a
15
million.
weeks as a shit droid. I could like successfully roll a medicine check, and that was fucking it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Come a long way,
it's,
Toby.
It's making me realize
Good,
how unforgiving the system is. Because previously I was only playing things. I was only ever rolling something that had like a million yellow dice.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Cooral tried to use a lightsaber, he would have sucked ass. Like straight up. He had 1 green. He had a lightsaber and he had 1 green. I was like, hey, this is more for just, like plot.
Like, like the thing is though, even my like deception isn't very good. A green and a yellow, but I rolled at like against 2 purple, which should be not a hard roll, and still failed. I mean, I like, that worked out good. It's like a medium skill that I have. It's not super good, and like a medium roll will sometimes make it and sometimes not. So I mean, I do think the rolls work fine.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It all depends on what you're rolling against.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the I thought the vehicle battle was much better this time.
Yeah, I mean, Coral in a vehicle battle would have been like, put me through to the pilot of that thing over there, and I will insult his mother. Like, you know, but having Gator around actually it kind of sucks that we can't just, like, repair. But, you know, it makes sense as well. Like, otherwise, we would just have, like, a ship that's just, like...
And a TIE fighter would be worthless because it would be shooting and you'd just be repairing, but it wouldn't have anyone to repair on it. So you'd shoot it just, like...
That makes sense. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And I liked that. I was like, my computer is 4 green, right? And that's just because of my int. And the only reason I have a high int is because mechanics is also intelligence. So, like, I never expected me to just be like, okay, I'm just going to throw computers out there. Like, I never wanted to do that, but, like, it was actually useful to do something with it yeah. So I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I really like role-playing scenes with Toby Zero. And it was really nice to have. Treat.
It's kind of really like watching someone masturbate when you two do that. Can I just say, like,
it's that sexy? I mean, I know we're sexy, but
no, I mean, like, it's
I mean, I know like, I'm sexy.
You kind of just like, okay, I understand that this is part of, like, the plot of this pornography that I'm watching right now, so I gotta get through it a little bit. That's what it kind of like.
I'm reach for these real quick while Dave keeps talking.
So, like, you know, it kind of gives me that feeling of just like, oh, okay, this is like the build up. This is the money shot of the show where Arthur did something like fucking a million years ago, and it's come back now. I really hate that there was not even like a twitch in her eyes or something like that when she found out Coral was dead. That kind of sucks. But other than that,
I mean,
like,
we've established that she has no emotions anymore. She's attempting to burn them out of her.
And I like.
It's a very interesting route for a Sith.
It was
Inquisitor, Sith, dark side.
She's not a very good Sith.
What were you saying, Virgil?
Yeah, it was nice having Niall back in the show.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to team up with because of you.
I know, it's going to be the best.
Literally
the best.
Okay,
welcome, viewers.
The captain's role in this show is to literally drive new plots.
Supposed to fuck shit up, right?
It's supposed to make things awful because if the captain doesn't make the poor decisions, no one is. Literally, that is the captain's role.
I will keep the dream alive.
You gotta keep the dream alive.
A bad decision.
Don't make any good decisions. I've passed the baton on to you, Virgil. It's your turn to get those numbers up.
We're gonna make this show great again.
Make the show great again.
We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna put all the robots on the other side.
That's the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Trump bars, everybody.
Trump bars.
So here's how we fix things, right? Hopefully the Major's on board with getting with this consortium, whatever, don't care.
I do not want to get with the consortium. They have murdered my favorite person in the fucking
We
galaxy.
can murder them later. We just need them to get us in contact with Weequay.
I love the idea of teaching Toby
But you're not going to say that. You're not going to say that. Wreckage will say that, but you'd be like, well, of course we can't murder them. That's so evil of you.
Yes, that's exactly what I'll say in character. But out of character, we can murder them later. What we need to do in character is we need to this deal with the Major to get in contact with Weequay to do like a big hippie love-in force thing to get the rebels to fuck up Niall's fleet because she'll just bail. Like, she's not stupid. If reinforcements actually show up, she's not gonna do something like stubborn and.
I just want to say,
I don't know. I taught her to hide a holdout pistol in her inner thigh. I believe she's capable of doing dumb shit. Okay.
If that destroyer that's on planet,
the ads, the Naga Sadao.
The Naga Sadao goes and does damage.
The
that's
Naga Sadao opens
because we told them exactly where that thing was, and they could have blasted it.
Yeah, the thing is
but
that
he
Mon
was playing
Calamari
cards.
Cruiser is on the other side of the shields.
So
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
wait, I thought she said you have a destroyer, so this will be easy.
Yes. What she meant was you have your ads class destroyer.
Yeah.
So she's asking Toby Zero to. He was on planet, remember? He was.
Yeah,
on
I'm just saying
shields.
they could have just nipped it in the bud. They could have earlier came and nipped that problem.
Yeah, but they
in
hate
the bud.
Caleb.
So anyway, we're gonna talk to the Major. He's gonna help us get in good with the consortium, who will help us get in touch with Weak.
Great.
And
That'll be awesome.
And
You have to do it.
We know
before
now-
Toby Zero blows up the shields.
well, no, we can do in tandem with that. In tandem with that, we know because of the conversation that Toby and Niall had that she's gonna go do that. So we can tell them that their planetary shield is about to become under attack by a rogue group of droids.
That does sound like a good plan.
Yeah.
We can tell them, so they'll know and they can defend it. Or we can be sent to defend it. It doesn't really matter. The point is, we've got a two-part plan here.
Here's the
Protect
important
the
thing to
planetary
do.
shield.
Write this down so you don't forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, write this down, and also write down that we try to infiltrate the ship like you originally wanted to, and we take it over, and then I get all the droid cultists. Right?
Write
Put
that
part
down, and we'll
Toby
see if you
gets
can make
droid
that happen.
cultists.
Step 1, protect planetary shields. Step 2, force reach out to the rebellion. Those are our plans. Arthur, you know, so you can fuck them up like you do.
Wow.
I mean,
Someone needs to
I
clean
personally
up
feel
the-
like things are
Bitter.
fucked up enough, but
The Admiral
If
guy is
Mistborn
actually a
has taught me
Sith.
one thing,
Ooh.
it's that you must complicate players' plans so that they feel like they've accomplished something.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you complicate every plan and every plan is then complicated, we never actually get to accomplishment.
You have accomplished a lot.
Yeah, we've doomed Naboo.
We didn't. I mean,
I
Naboo
mean,
is doomed,
technically, this
basically.
was all. I mean, at the end of the episode, she was going to show up anyway. So
Yeah. But,
Yeah,
and
Arthur,
exactly,
can I just ask real quickly, is this the same observation that Coral made when he came into Naboo after he did the thing?
is what the same observation?
Remember I rolled a, I wanted to see what these ships were, and you're like, okay, and then I rolled like a
They were
failure, but I
Mount
had
Calamari
a,
Star Cruisers.
yeah, was
Yeah.
that these guys? Okay.
Are these what guys? Did you?
no. That's what they have protecting against the
Yeah,
bombardment.
so Mount Calamari Star Cruisers are like giant, bulbous. They have like tiny thing.
Okay, alright.
So they
Alright.
showed up. The Empire showed up with Victory class Star Destroyers, which are like slightly smaller, more planetary bombardment based.
Mhm. Also, do you have a link to what this fucking race was? Because that did the Force
the
meeting. Yeah, I
Kamise
don't know what the
comment.
fuck they look like. I was trying to search for them, but like,
Kamise?
They
I
look
couldn't
like
spell it.
anteaters,
I tried like
but like
20.
standing up.
Oh, I know.
is that the squid thing with
Nope.
like the mouth, side mouth?
Here
He's
you
like,
go.
"Meow, meow, 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 meow."
There you go. It's in-
Yeah, they look like anteaters standing up because they have like a long weird mouth thing on them.
Of course, it's spelled with 2 A's, so that
Oh,
you
the
can't.
owls! What the fuck?
I love
Yeah.
how
How-
everybody
How
sees
are there
something different about them.
owls in this game? Saying that
they
I'm like
have
a
an
squid,
anthro
so, like-
version of every thing in Star Wars.
It's actually a furry mammalian species.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they're like anteaters kind of.
They look like owls.
Like the bit like the thing is like actually like
they also
flesh.
kind of look like a ferret
It's not a beak.
anteater, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this
Angry
is the guy you've been
hedgehogs.
talking to constantly.
Angry
You finally
hedgehogs.
know what
Yeah.
he looks like.
They do look like hedgehogs. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
Meloxi's definitely not excited about getting in good with the people that she's currently running away from.
Yeah, that could cause some complications, couldn't it?
Certainly.
Yeah.
It'll
mean,
be
this-
great.
Yeah.
Complications everywhere. If I had dice, I'd be throwing them at the screen, but I left them in my car. Make it rain, bitch.
What if I rolled
Yeah.
a plot course and got rid of all those black die?
It'll be good though to get because I still feel like Melox is kind of on the peripheral of things, and so it'll be good to actually get her a little more involved with stuff that's going on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
All right. Let's do some outros, I guess. And then I think I'll host JP unless Eric Bulgaris gets started shortly. So let's go in reverse order. Virgil, how you doing?
I'm doing well,
Hey.
everybody. thanks so much for coming and watching the show. Once again, a great episode tonight, Arthur. Great job on the GM side.
You're just happy that you get to talk to yourself.
I'm just happy to have some good enemies that I can get passionate about.
I've been trying to find that combination for a while because I know that you guys weren't too happy with some of the stories. So, yeah.
So great job. And everyone, thanks for coming to watch. If you enjoyed the Toby roleplay and you want to catch more roleplay of mine, you should just go over to twitch.tv/Zircon5 and hit the follow button so you can catch more of my fun stuff when I'm doing it hither and thither on the internets.
That's all my timbers.
Yeah. Also tomorrow, right?
And tomorrow we'll be on Sin Eaters.
Reckons, why don't you tell us more about Sin Eaters as you tell us more about yourself?
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't know that Virgil was done, but
No, go ahead.
Wow, way to step off that high speed segue that just came down the road there. Boom.
I stream on people's channels and I GM on people's channels. Tomorrow, I'm GMing on Henley's channel. We're doing Sin Eaters. Henley has a new character that's coming in, so that'll be interesting.
Wait, that's hitting tomorrow?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fine.
That'll be very interesting. The day after that, I will be playing again here on APGamingREAL's channel in Mistborn. The first episode of my character was, I feel, really good.
You got punched in the stomach. People made art about it. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, actually, that was, again, as long as we're talking about villains that we can get passionate about and we have good interactions with, those were really well introduced, sort of familial conflicts. We'll see how many more layers that those characters have, how many more dimensions those villains have as we try and defeat them. And I'm sure, one thing I'm certain of is that two of our nemesises in Mistborn will not ally and space bombard the planet. I'm certain of that.
You're just lucky I'm not on the show anymore, right?
We're like 95%
Who's the
sure
captain
that
of
won't happen.
that ship? You need to talk to him about fucking stepping the plot up. You know what I'm saying?
See, I used to be the captain of that ship, and
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Kelso was in complete
the
control the whole time.
Yeah, we left.
They had to leave the region.
So, yeah, if you like what I did today, if you like how I rolled with my failures and role-played Caleb, then you can catch 2 more doses of that tomorrow night, same time, and Friday night, same time. If you want me to do something on your channel or Twitch or in real life if you live in Minnesota, contact me on Twitter at Dr. Wreckage, full spelling.
Well, let's talk about you, Maloxy, a.k.a. Tuxtradumus.
What's up?
Luxtradamus, more like.
Tootie McDamus.
Yes, you can do so much with the name. It's so good.
Luxtradamus.
So yeah, once again, thanks to everybody on the show for taking part in the awesome roleplay. I'm really excited to be on the show. I'm excited to get to delve more into Maloxy. Like Dave said at the beginning, like when you make a brand new character, like it takes a little bit to get into him, but once you do, it's super awesome. So I'm excited to see where she goes and what stuff she can kind of get into with like the overarching stuff that's going on. So that'd be really cool. I will be, like Dr. Wreckage said, I will be back here Friday for some Mistborn, where I play his wife, and then I'll be back here.
It's as weird as it sounds.
Yes.
It's even more fun than that.
They've got a good like back and forth going on. That was pretty good. And not this Saturday because I suck and have real life stuff going on. But the next Saturdays, I'll be here for the Winter's Edge campaign, where I play Sultho the Wizard, who is yes,
you also had the
Wizard.
distinction of being the first fan art, right? First fully colored fan art.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raddosaurus' fan art is super good for that.
That fucking rune magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that our first session of that was really cool, so I'm excited to get back into that once we next Saturday, once we do. For my own stuff, you can find me at Twitch, Tuxtradamus. You can find me on Twitter, Tuxtradamus. If you liked what I did here, I'm here a lot, and I do my own stuff with my City of Fog campaign that's still open for people to sign up. I'll grab the link and put that in at some point. And I'm on usually Sundays. I'm over on Swargala's channel for our D&D game, which is also going pretty well. I'll roleplay all the time, basically, like most of the people here, because we love it so much. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. It was super fun, and I'm excited for next week.
Dave, let's talk about you.
Hello.
Butts.
Booty, 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 booty.
So, hey everyone, thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button on Arthur's channel. He deserves it. You should send him some love because he's been throwing a shade all fucking night. You know? God damn, I've never seen such a number of die rolls come out before, Arthur. The number of, like, just purples and reds tonight, whew, skyrocketing.
A lot of
Bunch
rolls.
starships blew themselves up trying to chase you.
Yeah. I didn't know how, like, Cooral had some really big shoes to fill. Right, so, like, that character, it pretty much sort of almost defined a lot of the plot because he literally just sort of said yes to everything. And that was a very interesting position.
I have a question we never got to have answered.
What's
Would
that?
Cooral have said yes to the dress?
To the dress?
Yeah, would he have said yes to the dress?
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it, bro.
Okay, the answer is yes. He has worn
Perfect.
female regalia before, so
Perfect.
That's true.
So you know, bringing Gator in, I knew I just couldn't take over another command position on the ship. So to have a character that's still useful and to fill a need that we never had before. I mean, even when we had not Tyler, Thor's character. His wasn't really
Jax
focused on
Ramen.
mechanics.
Yeah, Jax.
Jax?
Yeah.
Mhm.
His character wasn't really that focused on mechanics. It was more like he was just a gun man who could repair guns, right? So
it was about
having
improving his own equipment. Using
he
it.
was, yeah. So having, like, literally, I have a gun, but that's only because you kind of need to have something. Otherwise, it's just like, well, I'm walking around naked. But it'd be really interesting to see how, like, I'm interested to see how people react when they see Gator fight for the first time. So we'll see how that works. But yeah,
It's going to be like 10 episodes before you guys have a combat person.
Oh yeah,
scale
most
again.
likely.
Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
going to build that hype up, and then we're just
Yeah.
going to have a hype explosion.
Yeah. So it's nice to play a different character in this game. I was really worried about coming in because I just, like, stopping being charismatic as a character type is, like, really tough. To have to do, like, go from 22 episodes of being, like, you know, the face character to being like the background guy fixing a hole in the ship while everyone's, like, fucking shooting dudes and saying cool one-liners and stuff is pretty tough. But you know what? I enjoyed it. It's going to be interesting to play Gator.
Attacked at least one ship tonight, so don't underestimate the power.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
that's true. So yeah, if you want to check out my stuff, as the other people have mentioned, you can go over to twitch.tv/Henley. Tomorrow we have this episode 18. He's finally come of age, Sin Eaters, which is part of season 2. As Wreckage has already thrown out in the spoiler territory, I will be bringing in a new character. It's not that my old character died, it's just that I want to change it up. And then on Monday, we will have Night City, which is a Cyberpunk 2020 game. Our characters learned the true value of Valhalla bullets last episode, and they're going to see how well they can fare against the next one. So, yeah, you know, first time in combat and a character dies. So, yeah. No problems there. But yeah, make sure you go over there and check that shit out. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button for Arthur. He deserves it for real.
Oh yes.
I mean, I could talk about my shows, but everybody already talked about them. Just fucking hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Check out all the other playlists. Got a lot of cool stuff. Probably you should watch them in chronological order backwards, because my earliest stuff wasn't as good as my more recent stuff. That's all I'll say. Check out ItMeJP up next. Gonna host him playing Final Fantasy 12. If you don't know what that is, it's a game where you attempt to do a bunch of dumb stuff while watching the butt of a bunny girl who wears heels as part of her armor. It's literally the only armor on her whole body is the heels she uses to attack.
And don't believe Ondor's lies.
That's what
Yeah,
Gator
don't
wears.
believe Ondor's lies.
That's what
I'm Bosch. I'm Sky Captain
I'm
Bosch.
Captain Bosch.
Yep, he's literally at that part of the game too. Yep. Yeah, so check that out. We'll be back next week for more Edge of the Empire, Shadows of War.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.